Hey everyone, good afternoon. Oh, hey, it could be a good morning, it could be a good evening. For those who don't know, my name is Sam and this is my wife Kitty.
Hi.
And it's all about doing life together. So this is the first episode of weekly broadcast that we'll do likely on Thursday. Gee, I'm losing track of the days. Thursday. And so today will be fairly brief, but we just wanted to cover a few thoughts and just share our heart on kind of the season we're in. And look, we don't really want to discuss too much the government's dodgy and COVID is happening here and 5G and economic crashes. Look, to be honest, all of those external things, there's probably truth to it. And how can I change it? The reality is I can't, but I can change my internal world. So a lot of the time we think about changing the world and what I can do and do that, but the greatest change we can actually have is in our own lives. And so look, the first quarter's done, eh?
Yep. We are in April now.
So the first quarter of 2020 is a done deal. What does that mean? Man, let's make the next quarters, 3 quarters, excellent. How can I do that? I can work on my internal world. And so I wanted to share a few key things with you. Obviously, most of us are in lockdown, not in lockdown, isolated, or kind of just staying home. And the first mindset you can have is, what do I need to do for me, for my family? How can I be this and how can I change that? A lot of the time, as I said, you're the vessel that's on the water and you can determine how that ship sails. That's cool. But we wanted to bring another angle today, eh?
Yeah.
How can I help others?
Yeah.
So, before it's, economically I need to do this. Food, I need to get that. My house and doing all these things. And how can I exercise? And how can I, get money and all. Those are good things, but let's take a break from that and think about those who are less fortunate than us. Those who are in a position where they're not thinking about trying to make more money or trying to get more food. They're actually in a very bad situation.
Just trying to survive, eh?
Trying to survive. I kind of think of maybe a cheesy illustration about the boy that was walking with his dad crying because he had no shoes, till he walked past the kid that had no feet sitting on the street. So there's always someone who's in a worse position than us. So today, I want you to know this. In Isaiah chapter 54, it says, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. I want you to hold that key scripture for a minute. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. So if there's all sorts of things going on, sickness, threats to our job, threats to our economy, threats to our livelihood, threats to the way of life we live, to our social interaction, threats to the church, threats to groups and how we can do things. Look, let's be honest, there's been a lot of things that have been put upon us that have changed our whole life. And I can guarantee you that things will never be the same as we walk out into, and even if they said COVID's gone, we're still left with a fragmented society in terms of the fear and what's been sown into them. So you have to know this and carry this in your heart, that no weapon formed against me shall prosper.
Amen.
So I'll hand it to my wife, but change the mindset from what am I going to do to what am I going to do for others. Cool?
Love it.
Let's talk about that, honey.
Yeah. Awesome, hun. Hey, everyone. Thanks for jumping on and joining us today for this little spontaneous Doing Life with Sam and Kitty. And, I think exactly what Sam said, like what's been on our heart, and as we've been, obviously everything's changing around us. A lot of us are isolated away. We're not necessarily in lockdown here in Australia, but we're making that decision to, keep our families home and be in home. And isolation is a really interesting word, isn't it? Because isolation means it's a lot of separation. People not being connected, not having that human connection and being surrounded by each other. So yeah, it really is important that we don't get caught up in an isolation mindset either,
that's right.
Where everything becomes very self-centered and becomes very much just evolving around me, mine, my household, my home. What do I need? What do I need to get? And so, yeah, it was really on our heart. We were talking about this over this, this week we've been really sharing about, we're blessed. And the title of this is actually Blessed to be a Blessing. And we are blessed. And, you know, we can all, probably a lot of people can think about gratitude and things that you're grateful for and how blessed we all are. And there are people that are in need. So we're blessed to be a blessing. You know, like we do more so that we can actually receive more, but then not just to hold it to ourselves so we can actually give more.
Yeah.
So it was really on our heart to think about ways that even personally we can give more to people. And I'm talking money, I'm talking about, you know, time, I'm talking about how we can actually contribute and invest into others and add value to them as well. So yeah, we thought it'd be really awesome to jump on here and have a chat about it. And I think there's two mindsets as well, like I brought up that isolation, is there's two type of mindsets you can have in these situations. And the first one is a lack mindset. So thinking, oh, but hold on, I can't give to people because I don't really know, I might not have this money for much longer, or I might lose it, or I need to hold on tight to it because me and my family need this. That's actually, you know, and this is a little bit of a love punch to you guys. You know, I say this out of love, but it can actually become from a lack mindset. And our mindset can come from how we're raised, and our parents who maybe weren't taught about abundance and not having that lack mindset. So there's lack, thinking I need to hold on tight to what I have because it might not be here for much longer, I could lose it. Or there's abundance, and abundance is where you're like, I'm going to get more of where that came from, no problem, I can give and it's going to come back to me. That's an abundant mindset. So just in this time, you know, it's an awesome opportunity for us to think about how blessed we are and how we can bless others and give to others and have that abundant mindset, and how we can give more, knowing that we don't have to fear, oh, but I might lose everything, that it's going to come back. And, you know, a few scriptures that really bless me when I think about giving is, there's a few here actually, but one here is, a generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. And that's in Proverbs 11 verse 25. And another one here too, which I think is awesome, is in Proverbs 3 verse 9. Honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops. And when it says honor the Lord, what that means too is honoring God is by actually honoring his principles. So honoring, you know, his first commandment, which is to love him, but then a second, which is like the first, just as important to him, is love your neighbor. Love those, you know, around you. Give to those who are in need. And so I think about that and I'm like, that's how we honor God.
Love you, Stubbs, my neighbor.
That's how we honor God, is we love our people that we care about. You know, it's easy to care about and give to people that you love, but there are people, we've got to show that same love and same generosity to others as well. So, you know, I think that's important that we really look at that. And I love this scripture. This is an awesome giving scripture. Write this down. It's Proverbs 18 verse 16. A gift opens the way and ushers the giver into the presence of the great. I love that. To me, that's abundance written all over it. Like when you are a giver, it ushers you into greatness. It really truly does. So when you think about the opposite of giving, which is withholding, it ushers you into not greatness. So, you know, I love those scriptures, and those are just something just to encourage you today. So yeah, is there anything else you wanted to add into that?
Yeah, well, it's better to give than to receive. And the Bible is very clear when it talks about he who sows sparingly will also reap sparingly. And I think sometimes the more you try and hold on and gather up and try and do it on your own strength, it's actually counterproductive to the kingdom economy, which is a giving economy. And it's God's promises are that if you give, then he'll pour out, pressed down, shaking together. So we had a good talk about this, and like, you know, our heart in the next however long weeks is to try and be as much as a blessing as we can through what we have in our own hand personally, but also through how we can gather up, get groups, activate gifts, and the different resources people have to bring it into an accumulated one. Because someone sitting here might be like, oh, that sounds cool, Pastor, but in all honesty, we are just getting by. We can't go and buy a big pack that's a few $100s, but what if it was $5? What if it was $2? What if it was $10? See, your $5 plus the bros, 100 bros $5, you do the math. All of a sudden we're starting to buy in bulk and work and help those who need it the most. So we want to be very practical with this. in coming weeks, we want to set up a GoFundMe that would be, or something like that, will be 100%. With volunteers doing the work, moving around, but 100% of the proceeds are going toward the food that can help families. So we're going to set that up soon, and the details will come through very soon.
Today.
We've also got a unit where we're starting to store up food and slowly building a team of volunteers who will be able to go out and drop those off. The logistics and all that we're working through. But we thought, you know what a great opportunity for the church to actually now be mobile and blessing others in this season. So we decided, rather than looking at we can't do this and we can't do that, to look what God's opened up for us. We can now do this and be a blessing. So we're looking forward to it, and we're quite energized by this new opportunity to give
100%
and do everything we can. So
well, coming off the back of Sam sharing about that storehouse and the unit that we've been building up, we've got an amazing couple in our church, Matt and Kat Christie, and they have put so much hard work in over the years, and they run a ministry called Sons of God Ministry through our church, and they have actually put all the hard yards in. They've set up, so they were doing free street feeds. Obviously at the moment they can't, but they're street feeds weekly, helping the homeless, helping those in need. We're talking like their house is literally full to the gunnels with everything they can get resourced to help go out to others. So everyone and anyone listening, even if you don't know, but you may know someone who knows, you know what, we actually have charitable status for our Sons of God ministry, and we also have food bank status. The problem is, and where we're restricted, is we don't have a warehouse. We don't have a big enough space, and Matt and Kat, whose heart is just to serve and give back to everyone in need, their home, their personal home, is loaded with as much as they can store to go out. So that's what we want to set up this GoFundMe for. We want to start to gather our resources together. But if you know somebody who has a spare warehouse that they want to give back to the community, then hey, get in touch with us, because we are ready to go and ready to fill that warehouse. So what we're going to be doing now, so we've been building the storehouse up in preparation for times like now, and we're continually building it up, and we're going to be putting packs together so that we can get these out to families and those who are in need. So please get in touch with us if you are in a position where you may have lost your job, or you and your partner and you're really concerned and struggling at the moment. We'll do everything that we can to bless you and help you in that way. And families in need, but also those of you who want to contribute and be a part of this and give back, then this is how you can do it. Okay, so I've got one more scripture actually. Where did it go? No, where did my scripture go? Sorry.
What, did it delete?
No, I think I moved it. No. Okay. Oh, here it is. Oh no, it's okay. Never mind. But what we actually wanted to do, I'm going to do that after. Before we actually got we've got some vouchers that we want to give away. We thought, look, let's get something practical. So we have 5 Coles vouchers that we would like to give to and bless 5 families who are currently in need. Or if you're watching and you know a family that this could be helpful, we've got 5 $100 vouchers that we would like to send out to some families that may be in need. So please private message us, let us know if it's for yourself or for a family that's in need and how this can bless them, and we would love to send those out. So yeah, 5 $100 vouchers to go, and you know, any way that we can to bless others. And just in finishing up, or before Sam might have a few things to share, I just want to also remind you too, like during this season, as much as we're in isolation, Destiny Church Gold Coast, we have so many things that are still available, and as far as we're concerned, our church is still in full swing. And we're online, we're virtual. As you know, we've got our night services at 5 p.m. We've also got our morning service where we tune in live to headquarters in Auckland with Bishop Brian Tamaki, which is incredible. And we're also, every Monday night, we still have available our team night events that are all online. So we're talking Ground Zero for new believers in the faith. This is an amazing opportunity for you to jump on there. We've also got 10X. Now 10X is like our wealth and finance classes. So this is teaching you some principles like I shared about earlier, that lack mindset or that abundant mindset. This is a great way for you to start to work on your money mindset, start to work on your wealth and understanding of wealth, because unfortunately we may not have been taught it. So we kind of are just we're all just operating on what we know. So this is a great opportunity for you to learn more. So those are available Monday night as well that you can access online. We also have our Power in the Home our classes as well, and that is basically marriage, family, supporting you, giving you some amazing godly principles on how to get the power in your home. And then we also have on our pretty much every night of the week and even some day groups, we've got our Man Up and our sisterhood units fully functioning and operating online. So for those of you who need to connect with people, you're feeling a little too isolated and you want to connect, you want to get some support, Man Up is for our men. Our brotherhood, where you can actually get alongside other men. And this is not, like you might be going through struggles, but you also might have something that you can contribute and you can bring to that group. So honestly, this is an amazing opportunity. Also our sisterhood, so it's a sisterhood support group as well, and that's amazing too, where you can have that connection every week. So we're in full swing. Destiny Church is in full swing, and you can be a part of it all with us. So I just wanted to remind you of how you can be connected. Please private message us for any information and we will get that to you. But yes, we have 5 $100 vouchers that we would like to bless 5 families with who are in need, or this could be a blessing to you. So private message the page, let us know how this can help you or a family you know, and we will get that sent out over the next couple of days. Awesome. Honey.
Final words, eh?
Final words, babe.
Thank you, babe. There's a lot of stuff happening there, and I think my final thought was stay connected. Even though you are, as my wife said, isolated away physically, doesn't mean that we need a lapse in our faith, in our mindset, in our walk with God, and even with our social interaction. Granted, it's social media, but it still does fill the bit of the I'm around the family sort of thing. So keep that up, stay connected, and final thing is, greater is He that's in me than he that is in the world. So that means that the power that's in me is greater than any circumstance, any challenge that comes my way. So therefore, I don't need to fear. So that's us. That is Doing Life with Sam and Kitty. First episode. Look, we'll be doing this weekly, and keep in touch with us via Messenger as we build toward helping and blessing others. And we look forward to seeing the marvellous work God's going to use you for in this season. Bless you.
Bless you.